A man in Florida is squatting in a $2.5 million mansion. He says he's staking a claim to the property because of an obscure state law. It's now a civil case, and he can't be kicked out, at least not right away. The 23-year-old squatter calls himself Low-Key Boy, I guess I should say. Low-Key Boy, get it? After the Norse god of mischief, apparently. And neighbors, they're not so amused.
Get a life.
Get out.
That's horrible. I would like to live for free too.
In order for this person to actually end up legally owning the property, he would have to have an enormous amount of good luck.
Bank of America is the real owner, by the way, and it has not yet commented on this case. But I want to bring in criminal defense attorney who is in Florida, Janet Johnson, joining us by Skype. Janet, happy Friday to you and good afternoon. So please, people are sitting here thinking, explain this law that's letting this 23-year-old man stay in this multi-million-dollar mansion.
Well, it's something we lawyers learn about in law school. It's called adverse possession. And it's something that's rooted in common law that says if over a number of years you live in a house and you take care of it, you pay the taxes, you do the upkeep, and it's hostile to the owner's permission. They're not saying you can stay here, but you're staying there open and notoriously, you can adversely possess the home after a period of time. In Florida, it's 7 years. And in fact, on the Department of Revenue site in Florida, they actually give you instructions on how to do this. I guess the idea is you don't want houses to just, run fallow, and if you're not going to live in your house, then somebody who's willing to keep it up has a greater interest than you do, but it's hard to do.
So do we know how long he's been in the house? I mean, how much longer would he have to stay there to really stake a claim?
I think over 6 years he has to stay there longer. I think it's been less than a year. So Bank of America probably has a good argument, and they're doing everything they have to do to get him out. And the question is whether he's done what he has to do. He has to pay taxes every year for 7 years. He has to file paperwork. He has to essentially improve the house and make it look at least as good as it would if somebody who owned it lived there. And meanwhile, Bank of America is going to court, and they won a case like this last year where they got somebody actually charged with burglary because they hadn't done everything they were supposed to do.
Do we know where the owners are? I mean, how did he come to squat in a multi-million-dollar house?
Well, and this, in Florida at least, is a pretty common theme. The owners defaulted on the mortgage, apparently, and now Bank of America is, in fact, the owner. It's been in forfeiture, and there are houses like this all across America. And the argument is, if they're not going to use it, and if Bank of America isn't going to do what they have to do to turn it over, if somebody's willing to use it and keep it up and pay the taxes and pay the bills, he could do that for 7 years and end up in a $2.5 million mansion.
Yeah, but I mean, Bank of America isn't going to want to hold on to this thing for that long, right? I mean, you have to assume they're going to do something to let go of this property.
Right, and they have done that in Florida. I think there was a period of time where everybody was frustrated on both sides because they felt like the banks were seizing these properties, but they were letting people stay in them. They weren't really doing what they had to do. I think the economy at this point is getting better. At least in Florida, houses, I think, are back on the market and selling. So Bank of America can probably turn it over. But like I said, last year they went through this with another person, and because that person hadn't actually paid the utilities and put them in his name, they were able to get him out. But they can't just call the police. I mean, there is a process, and if this man is trying to do it the right way, then they will be able to essentially take over the house. Bank of America has a lot more lawyers and a lot more power, though, so I think that they're going to be able to prove that he hasn't done everything he has to do.
Kind of scary, though, I suppose, for the neighbors, too, because you're thinking, I don't know what the guy's going to do, and he's just squatting in the house. Is he working? Is he a good guy? Who knows? But, hey, thank you so much. We appreciate hearing from you, Janet. Thanks for working it out for us.
Thanks. Good to see you.
You too.